Hi, welcome to the session of overview of the ForgeRock Identity Manager, that is OpenIDM. So here we'll be looking into, we'll have a basic understanding of what identity management is. We'll be describing common identity management components, and we are going to locate the common identity management resources. So let's talk about the basic understanding of identity management. So whenever we need an access to important information, administrators need to know who you are actually. So they need to know your identity, which may be distributed in multiple accounts. So as a user, you might have several accounts even within your own company for functions such as your email, your human resources, your payroll details, your uh, different functions, whether you are from engineering, you are from support, you are from accounting, you are from finance. So each of these accounts may be stored in different resources. For example, directory server, active directory, open LDAP, database servers. So keeping track of user identities in each of these resources can get very complex. So Identity Manager simplifies this particular process as it reconciles between different resources. So with situation policies, IDM can handle discrepancies such as missing or updated address for a specified users. The server includes default but configurable policies to handle such condition in this way consistency and predictability is actually ensured. So in an otherwise chaotic resource environment, IDM can make it easier to track user identities across these resources, and IDM has a highly scalable, modular, readily deployable architecture that can help you manage your workflows and user information. So what actually you can do with IDM, this software actually allows you to simplify the management of identity, as it can help you synchronize the data across multiple resources. Each organization can maintain control of accounts within their respective domains. IDM works equally with the users, groups, and device identities. You can also configure workflows to help user manage how they sign up for the accounts as part of how IDMs manage the lifecycle of user and their accounts. You can also manage employee identities as they move from job to job. You can make their life easier as their user account can be registered on different system automatically. Later, IDM can increase productivity with its when it reconcile information from different account, saving users the hassle of entering the same information on different systems. So let me just draw you a scenario over here. So in an enterprise, suppose you have multiple application involved, like one is Active Directory, one is your Office 365, next one consider as a database server. So now let's understand. Your Active Directory is an LDAP server specified by Microsoft. So your it can contain two types of data. Actually, more than two types of data. It can contain user accounts and it can contain security groups. Okay, so the format of the user account, the schema of the user account will be according to your Active Directory. Similarly, your security groups also will be according to your Active Directory. So the format, the metadata of how a group will be created in Active Directory will be different than other sources which are there in your enterprise. Now, similarly, in your Office 365, you will have user accounts, you will have distribution lists or DLs, you can say. So there also the schema will be very different, and the distribution list schema will be also very different. So there are different type of object in uh, they are separated in different applications. Like in database, you can see you can have account data in one table. You can have group data or entitlement data in another table. you can have one more table which can have a mapping of these two, mapping of account with group. So there are different application. All application have their own way to create user to have user accounts. That they will have their own sets of credentials as well. Uh, they will have the schema of their own. Now the management of the identities. Suppose if a user want to have access to Active Directory, Office 365 as well as in the database. So the management of this particular type of implementation of this particular type of model will be very hectic. Why? Because the user has to get account created in Active Directory, has to get an account created in Office 365 and also in DB. So the account will be like will also contain the credentials, like right. So they have to have a credential of Active Directory, Office 365 and the database as well. So these in the screen you are only seeing three applications. Suppose there are hundreds of applications. Now you have to manage the entitlements of the user as well. What the user can do in a specific application through the entitlements like security groups, DL, and yeah, group entitlements in DB. So now management of that also is a hectic job. Why? Because your security groups need to be added to the user's account. That is also an account operation that has to be performed, and that has to be performed on Office 365 as well. That has to be performed on directory base as well. Now, if a user is a business user, he might not be knowing all of these details related to a specific application, right? So you can just say I'm able to access this page or not. So that might be the only understanding of a specific business user. They might not be that much technical. And in the applications, the entitlement names and the conventions are very different for a normal business user to understand. So that's why for all these caveats in this kind of model, we require a product which can perform all these things on behalf of a specific user, or can manage the user's identities across different environments automatically. So that's where your OpenIDM comes into picture. OpenIDM. So what OpenIDM can do is OpenIDM can make connections with the native libraries of each of these applications. OpenIDM has a component module called as OpenICF or Open Identity Connector Framework, which can be extended to communicate with each of these applications using their native language or native API or native libraries. Okay, so AD is LDAP v3 compliant, so it can communicate using a LDAP or through PowerShell scripts. Similarly, for Office 365, it can communicate through PowerShell scripts. For DB, it can make any DBMS query directly, or it can also utilize any kind of ORM ORM mapping to communicate with the DP. So the OpenICF can be extended to communicate with these kind of applications directly. They can send data to that particular application, and they can get data from that particular application. So that's how OpenIDM can connect to an external resource. So the external resource, when connected to an OpenIDM, is considered as a connector. Okay, so the connector is connecting your OpenIDM with the AD, and the connector is the extension of your OpenICF framework. Now, once the once the application is connected with the OpenIDM, we can generate mapping of a specific direction to send data from one component to another component. So we can make a mapping from OpenIDM to Active Directory to send the data to be written into Active Directory. So this will take care of creation of the user, updation of the user, deletion of the user in the Active Directory system. Similarly, we can perform the mapping for Office 365 as well. We can perform the mapping for database as well. And this can be triggered by one single event in OpenIDM. So suppose a user is created inside OpenIDM, it will be created automatically in Active Directory, in Office 365, in DB. So it can be triggered and mount with one single event, and it will be automatic. It will save a lot of cost for a user to go and request this for kind of provisioning in each and every application. And suppose if the application number is huge, then in that case, this will be a very uh, this will be a very big advantage if we are using OpenIDM for these kind of application. Now also the reading of the data. For reading of the data, we have to use the simple concept, same concept, where will have a mapping from the external connector, external resource to your OpenIDM. So then only the bidirectional data flow will actually get started. So Active Directory once now Active Directory is connected to OpenIDM. We have a mapping from Active Directory to OpenIDM as well. So in that case, if any account is created in Active Directory, it should get reflected on OpenIDM. It should also create an account in OpenIDM, so which can trigger an event, or then which can create an account in Office 365 as well as the database. So this kind of events that can be managed at both ends, your OpenIDM as well as your Active Directory. So that kind of automation can be achieved by implementing OpenIDM's connector and mappings. Okay, so when the data is going from OpenIDM to Active Directory, it is called as provisioning. When it is coming from Active Directory to OpenIDM, it is called as reconciliation. Actually, reconciliation is transferring reading data from one source to another source. So reading data means if ADS data, reading the data from OpenIDM, so that is kind of a reconciliation from OpenIDM to Active Directory, which can be considered as provisioning. If we are reading the data from Active Directory to OpenIDM, that is the reconciliation from AD. So this kind of mapping we can implement in Office 365 as well as the database. In the mapping, we can define the customization of the data that is flowing in. Like suppose from Active Directory we are only getting first name and last name, but we need the username as well in OpenIDM. So we can create that username by using that first name and last name by performing transform. So that kind of customization of data is also available in your environment. Also, your OpenIDM is very much scalable, and the installation part is very much easy. So hence, the management of identity along with the scalability of the particular model is that can save a lot of cost for that particular enterprise. So that was just an overview. We are going to look into all these kind of components into later sessions. So thanks a lot. That's all for this particular video. See you in the next video.